this will probably be like the first instance where I'm not in school at all. So it's gonna be like this where the real world gonna hit. Yeah. And I know some of the people before me, the real world already hit them after high school because they didn't have the opportunity to go to college, or they had stuff that set them back to where they couldn't. Everybody got.
What you heard? Yeah. What you heard? What you heard? You can hear a motherfucker.
Hey yo, what's up, people? It's your boy Tizzle from Pod Talk by Tizzle. I'm here with Larry Dubb.
Yo, it's the deal, man. Larry Dubb on all platforms. CAU.edu for all the high schoolers that want to apply to Clark Atlanta, because I am the 4th Mr. Clark Atlanta University. So if y'all want to apply to my college, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, man, the real Larry Dubb on all platforms, Apple Music and everywhere else.
For sure, man. Well overdue, man.
Yeah,
nice having you here, brother.
Appreciate you for having me. Absolutely.
First things first, I want to say, man, I want to commend you, bro. You one of the young brothers out here that getting their education.
Absolutely.
And not afraid to say I'm intelligent as well.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Absolutely.
And because a lot of people, I feel like they don't tap into their intelligence. They don't push it to the limit. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
So I want to commend you on that, man. So what's it like being Mr. Clark Atlanta, man?
Mom said, son, you could be the president of the USA one day. I said, yeah, but I gotta be Mr. Clark Atlanta first. First it's in God we trust, then in Clark we trust, and then in Dubb we trust, in Dubb we trust.
Man, so winning the title was definitely a blessing. It was honestly an overwhelming experience running for Mr. Clark Atlanta, because I did have to campaign, and brush my school to vote for me. It was a whole campaign week full of speeches, full of flyers being posted up, to oratoricals and talent shows and all types of stuff. Crazy. So it was a lot of stuff going into winning. So once the final votes came in and I had the majority, it was just like, damn. Wow. So it's really destined for me to happen. And sure. I'm the 4th Mr. Clark Atlanta, and 4 of my favorite numbers as a youngin. So it only made sense. It just is a full circle spin around. So the title itself is great. I just can't wait to fulfill that title on going into the next school year.
Straight up, like I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I never even heard, until I heard you talk about it. I don't know nobody that did nothing like that in college. You know what I'm saying? I don't know no valedictorians and none of that shit.
Right, absolutely.
So to see somebody of color do that, man, that's commendable.
Appreciate it.
How did your family feel? Like your moms and pops?
They told me I exceeded their expectations, and that was for something for me to hear that as their son. It was just like a blessing to hear. You always want to make sure my parents was the most proud of me, and for them to say I exceeded their expectations. They knew I was gonna do big things, but not that big. Yeah, it was a blessing. It was real, good feeling.
For sure. Shout out to your parents, man.
Absolutely. Shout out to mom and pops, man. They already know.
Absolutely, man. So you've been doing music for a little minute, what I'm saying? You've been doing your thing.
5 years, so going on 6.
How did you get into music? What made you feel like I could actually, or who made you feel like I could actually succeed at this?
When we get into music, it's really here and there. I used to always be able to have the ability to rap. Yeah. I was always rapping in high school, B-box tables. I used to always rap on that, and I was always good. I never disappointed, of course, but I never took it into full consideration until my football dreams didn't go as planned. Okay. I had surgery on my foot 4 times, and I wasn't able to play football. So I told myself, I gotta do something. Let me see what this music take me. So I made my first song on my birthday. My dad took me to the studio on my 16th birthday. I made my song the day of my birthday, December 1st, and then December 2nd, I released it. Bro, I went up on Facebook, bro. I went up at high school, bro. Everybody singing the lyrics. And then the month after that, I had my first performance. So I said, why stop here?
One thing I want to touch on as far as sports with our culture, a lot of people don't realize, like me, I know a lot of people from playing sports.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you play sports and you do things like that in the community, if you do decide to rap, people gonna at least give it a listen.
Right,
you know
absolutely,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you already knew a lot of people before you started rapping.
Most definitely. I know a lot of people. I did comedy skits on Facebook as well too. Before I even touched the microphone, I used to do like little, when Vine was popping. Yeah. Before TikTok was music, when TikTok was musically, like I'm in that era. So sure. I was already kind of going viral off of that. So I always had a fan base, no matter what I did. I always had people that knew me. And I was always popular growing up, so it was no stranger to me, doing music and having other talent to my arsenal. Yeah.
And earlier we spoke, right? You was telling me about how you decided to go jump right into college. Right after high school.
Right after high school.
And break down what your mindset was. We spoke a little bit on it. But
for me, it was just like, I feel like I don't want to take a break because I don't want to get used to doing something and having to work, and now I'm used to getting money. I don't want to go to school because that's some of the people's mindset too. Like a lot of people during the pandemic, they was at school. The pandemic hit, they was focused on that bread, and then once school started back and rolling, they wasn't going with it because they got bread they sitting on, and college is expensive. It's not for everybody, but I knew with my intelligence, it would take me somewhere, and I'm studying film, and that's something I always touch on. I'm a mass media arts major, so that's a field that I'm always engaged in, so I know I will never get bored of college because it's always something new to learn.
Straight up.
Absolutely.
For sure. You thinking about doing some acting?
Oh, I'm in that bag already. Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, I played background one of Tyler Perry's his shows, The Oval. I play background.
Oh yeah,
I play background like
The Oval. Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I got any film time or nothing, but I got paid for it, so that's all that matters to me, man.
For sure, man. So you hella versatile. You
Absolutely,
know what I mean? Yeah. So when you do your music, as far as your music approach, do you write your lyrics? Or
it depends how I'm feeling. Lately, I've been writing. I've been writing a lot lately because I want to be more direct on my what I'm trying to say and layer it and make sure that everything connect. But when I want to catch a vibe, I go in there, freestyle, do what I do, punch in, what they want to call it. So either way, it's whatever the vibe is. I'm able to do both. Yeah,
I was shocked when I seen you at the cookout and you was battling.
Yeah,
how did that come about? What made you decide like, let me see what I can do in this lane?
It's finna be mad danger. You ain't make the cut like a bad taper. It's crazy how I gotta turn the gas station to the gas chamber. We got versus Trail Mix.
And I just wanted to put on for my city for the one time. Gas believed in me. He already was like kind of pressing the issue on like, damn, I want to lucky go up there and see what I could do, just to experiment. I knew I could always battle rap because I'm a student of the game. I love battle rap. I've been watching battle rap since I was like about 12 years old. Hitman Holla and Conceited was the first battle I ever watched.
Okay.
But URL wise, Miles Low was the first battle I ever watched. Miles Low was the first battle I ever watched. Lil Sexy was the first battle I ever watched. And then you got other battle rappers in the that came up in Vegas, such as Interstate Fats.
Shout out all of them, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So battle rap was always emotionally attached to my music before even music became what I was really emotionally attached to.
Yeah. And your battle, you was aggressive.
Absolutely.
And I was shocked because you be chilling.
Yeah, I be chilling.
And then you went in there, you was just ready to rip a nigga head off.
Yeah, I be barking on people, man. People don't know. I use kind of battle rap as my frustration off music. To where like when I'm mad, where I'm at, and you can't really write those lyrics on the song, kind of an explanation. But I want to say I'm not a battle rapper. I'm a rapper that could battle.
Straight up.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and let that be the stamp right there.
That's the stamp.
For sure. If anybody would hop in that ring with me, I ain't too far. Y'all know where to holler at me at. Just smoke too.
Straight up. So as far as that, right? A lot of artists, man, they can either battle or they can write a song.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And the lines get blurred. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these big artists that battle, they songs be trash. Like it be really trash. It's like they don't know when to drop a hook. That's I think the biggest issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they be having the bars, but they don't know how to make a hook up. You can make club bangers and all that. You even performed at one of our Code 7 events. You know
absolutely,
what I'm saying? Had the crowd going crazy.
Absolutely, yeah.
How did you learn how to make that, like the club songs and all that?
It was really the vibe I had started off with. I was always influenced by RJ. That was my one of the most. RJ was the most listened to artist me growing up since middle school. I've been listening to RJ since 7th grade, so he always had that club flow that and that kind of correlated to my first song. I made a song specifically for a performance. Yeah. So that way, if I get on the mic, I will be able to engage with the crowd easily.
Straight up.
And that was the kind of the vibe I had going on for probably like my first 7-8 songs, and then I decided to switch it up, get more of my feelings, talk to the ladies, and then that's what goes on to me not stopping, seeing what else I could do. And I feel like that's what every artist should be able to do is keep experimenting, keep going with your craft because you never know what you could cook up.
You even dropped the album for the ladies.
Absolutely, something for the ladies, man. Still streaming, man. Still doing numbers. It's my favorite album right now. Still, besides the stuff I'm working on, but yeah.
Where did that concept come from, and what made you tap into that? Because we tell people all the time, drop for the ladies.
Yeah, for real, absolutely. On most of my projects, I really didn't have that many songs for the ladies on there. Either be like a 1 or 2 songs on there for the ladies, and I feel like I should just dedicate a whole album to it. Make that fall vibe, that winter vibe. Slow R&B but rap, and all of that type of stuff. So I felt like that engaged with the crowd very well. And it's some males banging my stuff too. Like they Real Intentions is a song I did for the males. She only hit me when her and her nigga tripping, but I ain't falling for it. I know her real intentions.
She only hit me when her and her nigga tripping, but I ain't falling for it cause I know her real intentions. You would've been got the message, now your feelings missing. You
And I feel like every male can relate to that subject in some point in time when they, love status or whatever.
For sure. What you think it's harder to write a love song? Because like a lot of people gravitate towards more of the other song.
I don't think it's hard at all to write love songs at all.
You think that a lot of people just don't tap into it?
No, I think they should tap into it more though, because I feel like it's really easy for me.
And niggas having kids, so it's like I know you around the female. So
you around your woman most of your day, so like she a part of you, so it should be easy,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how did you stay focused though? Like we all know Vegas is a hard place to survive in.
Right. It is.
As far as like staying on track, we got so many temptations. Vegas is like the fucking king of temptations.
Right.
So how was you able to like ward off the bullshit and just stay on track?
Really just staying in my lane and listening to my parents, bro. Like I love my privileges growing up. So I didn't want none of my privileges to get took because I'm trying to impress some other niggas that don't care about my future.
Man, straight up, man.
I always had that mindset. So like I knew that when it came down to it, they wasn't gonna be there for me, only my parents would. So I might as well make that decision beforehand.
Hey, it's crazy you said that because like I went to prison. Before I went to prison, I remember telling the judge, I'm like, it ain't about disappointing y'all. I disappointed my parents.
Right.
Like I went against motherfuckers who put clothes on my back, food in my mouth for some other motherfuckers who I know gonna dip when it gets So it's good that you had that foresight.
Absolutely. And another thing, my dad made me watch First 48 growing up, and it just show you how fast niggas snitch, bro. Man, my dad used to always have on First 48, so I used to always like just tap in and engage in that, see how quickly things could break out. Like I always knew when or when not events to go to and stuff like that.
I'm gonna keep it real though. Like now that I'm older, I look at that shit like. How could you really expect somebody else to put your life before theirs?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you expect somebody to take a charge and be like, you know what? I'd rather you be free for the next 300 years and not me. It doesn't really.
Happen.
It's not logical.
It's not gonna happen at all. People are always gonna crack when it comes down to it.
For real. So after you said this your last year?
I'm a senior in college. That's my
shit flew by?
senior. It flew by. I remember when I first touched down in Atlanta.
Was you nervous? Have you ever been in Atlanta before?
I've never been to the South before, period.
What?
I've never been to the South before. It was all a culture shock. And I knew it was a culture shock when I looked out my window and I seen green everywhere.
Oh, me.
I was like, what?
Oh, me.
Hey, I knew it was green, but I didn't know it was this green.
But you coming from Vegas to the South. So
it's really
we 24/7.
Exactly. That's another thing that didn't correlate well. I was used to, going to the store at 12 in the morning, but none of that was happening in Atlanta, bro. So many starving nights the first couple weeks, bro.
Yeah. How long did it take you like to vibe with people and have not have a crew, but have some people that you can really vibe with?
I started off one by one. I kind of already made friends going down there though. We used to have these group chats, hashtag CAU23 because that's the class of 2023. So on Instagram, with the ability of social media, we was able to connect and have group chats. And kind of already knew people. We was on FaceTime already, so it was like kind of like, oh, I can't wait to see you when I get down there because I already knew some of these people. Where like versus back in the day, you don't know who your roommate was. I already knew who my roommate was. Shout out to my roommate. We've been roommates since freshman year.
Oh yeah, shout out to the roommate.
Yeah, man. We've been roommates since freshman year. Now,
where you from?
He's from New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. So what kind of stories he be having for you? I know that's different because New York, you do music, so New York is right there.
He grew up as an athlete, and he grew up in Queens, so it was kind of like a different area. Most likely, it was definitely a culture shock for him as well too, because from New York to the South, that's another fast-paced city. That's like that to another fast-paced city as well. But that's just how everybody take it differently.
For sure, man. So when you come to Vegas, you getting hella love now. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go, your name is being brought up. People love to see you perform.
Right.
And like you, one of the ones that we feel like we glad that you represent us.
Right.
I'm gonna let you know, and I'm older than you.
And I'm glad to represent too.
Yeah, and you represent. You always represent the city. You know what I'm saying? So like, how do you feel it's gonna be when you're done with school? What's the next step? What's your thoughts for? Because it's coming.
Yeah, it is, and that's something I've been preparing for because, like I said, this is gonna be my first year out of school without having to worry about school unless I go to get my master's. And I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, straight up.
I'm thinking about that, but this will probably be like the first instance where I'm not in school at all. So it's gonna be like this where the real world gonna hit. Yeah. And I know some of the people before me, the real world already hit them after high school because they didn't have the opportunity to go to college. Yeah. Or they had stuff that set them back to where they couldn't. Everybody got different situations. Absolutely. But so I'm just ready I'm prepared for it. I'm gonna always rep my city to the fullest, but eventually I want to bring something based in Atlanta, but bring it to Vegas so that way it has his own station out here.
Straight up, man.
So yeah.
As far as with the music, when you dropping your next album, what you working on?
I'm working on so much stuff right now. I'm working on something, either an EP or an album called The Rain, meaning that I'm finna be on my Rain from as Mr. Clark Atlanta. I want to do something like kind of versatile to where like it could be played at these events I'm about to be at as for school. You know, of course it's gonna be clean, you know, but then I'm gonna have my other alter ego. I'm gonna have that Larry Dubb energy on my other album, you know, where I'm, you know, of course more vulgar, more direct, more feelings tapped in. I do got a song called Unspoken Pain coming out real soon. It's probably been my most favorite song since I've been out.
Okay.
I got a song called When Tomorrow coming out. I got a song called Him coming out. I got so much stuff. I'm just ready for it, man. I'm ready for the people to hear it. I'm just you trying to space out these visuals and also get some visuals done from something for the ladies. I feel like
you got to
I got to drop the visuals. And, you know, I started my Larry with the lens out there in Atlanta. I actually started in Vegas. I got my camera out here and I just went crazy with it and brought it to Atlanta. And you know, I'm a cameraman now, so I'm working that both ways too.
You doing everything, man.
Yeah, everything.
And another thing, do you perform when you out there?
Absolutely. I performed at Homecoming, opened up for Gunna, opened up for Lil Baby, opened up for Quavo. Actually, Quavo opened up for me if y'all want to be here. 100 with me, yes, bro. So basically, our times kind of got conflicted to where the students wasn't going to be able to perform, but due to people leaving early because the power had went out, I actually got to perform before they got out.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so it was crazy dope. It was a dope experience. It was nothing but God at that point because it was no doubt in my body that I was not finna perform. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm about to just pack it up and go to the dorm room, you know, study some homework or whatever.
Yeah.
But hey, they say, yeah, you on next.
And you went up there and
went up and tore it down. Oh my God. So I did Homecoming. That's probably my biggest performance ever besides BET in 2018.
What was that like?
BET in 2018 was a movie, bro. That's when I did On the Roll.
How did you get it in? Like, what was it like getting that call? Like, you could really...
My auntie just told me she knows some people that know some people. You know, she's not going to hand nothing to me that I got to work for it. And that's with academically and that's with musically. So I put the work in for it and she made some phone calls and, you know, was able to get me on a pre-show.
That's dope.
So, yeah, I was very nervous because that was my first time performing out of Vegas and the level of exposure and the title by itself. Like, you perform on BET at 18 years old.
That's a journey.
I was at 17 at the time when I performed at BET. So it was just like, wow. And I knew right there I couldn't stop. That was like another stepping stone for me. So definitely use that to my advantage.
For sure, man. All right, on your albums, you know, you got Ty. I see you work with Ty Herbo. You fuck with Spitter pretty tough.
My bro. Yeah.
How do you choose your features?
Off the work ethic they do and how genuine the connection is. Absolutely. So like I feel like me and Spitter, we always been locked in. He was one of the first ones to kind of mentor me in music, in new ways of recording. And you know, gave me a lot of game on like the ins and outs of, you know, mixing and mastering because I do like kind of record myself. Now I got my own studio in my room, so seeing him kind of being like the first time I seen made a song with Spitter the first day I met him, and he was like recording himself and going in the booth doing this. I'm like, dang, that must take some. And I'm 16, 17 at the time, so I instantly got on and was like, yeah, I need to, you know, get in that type of mode. For sure.
Yeah. And then how you link up with Ty Herbo?
Ty Herbo, he was just somebody I had in mind on this song called Locked In. The beat was just like, I needed that energy on there. So Locked In became one of those classics on my project called Senior Year.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely had him on that feature, man. Shout out to Ty Herbo.
For sure. Shout out to the artist, man. How do you feel Vegas scene is now compared to when you first left? Because now everybody kind of rocking, everybody more united.
It's subjective. It's definitely subjective. But I feel like with the more podcasting, you know, media outlets out here, that's a thing I did see grow a lot was the media outlets, and I feel like that's what Vegas was kind of missing around when I started. Everybody wanted to rap.
Yeah,
everybody wanted to make music, but nobody wanted to talk about the music or what the scenes behind it was.
Yeah, I agree.
My first ever interview was probably 98.5, the radio station, and that was between AD because they came to my high school when I did Bump That for the first time. So that was like kind of like my first interview ever, and I was just like, damn, I can imagine if I was doing so many more of these, what would my, you know, gems be? Yeah, and the facts of that. So I'm glad, you know, Vegas got the media outlets that they have, man. Shout out to all the, you know, media out here. It's Code 7, Lucy, Fifth Element, man. There's so many out here. I'm just so proud of that. Artist wise, I feel like we had built a more stable foundation. But you know, you still got that friendly competition, or probably not so friendly. I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but you know, we still got that in the city. But I feel like as long as people keep working towards their craft, you know, you don't know where you can end up at.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. And Lou was one of the first people that put me on you. Like Lou,
absolutely. Shout out to Lou.
She be riding for so many artists.
A lot of people, for real.
Yeah, she's solid, man.
And then she need to make sure that's reciprocated because I'm riding with Lou too, so the wheels fall off.
100, man, 100. So now, you about to graduate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You about to embark on a new life. You know what I'm saying? You still hella young, so
Right.
you got hella years left in you. Do you sometimes wonder what it would have been like if you played ball still?
Go hard for this. How the fuck you winning if you lost to this? Niggas think they own, so they get off in this. It's easy to get crossed in this. On TOP, we gon' get far from this. Step up in they town and burn it down like I'm a horse.